30th, 2016, so it's been a week since I recorded anything. So I think what I'm going to do for at least the rest of this year, so the rest of December, I think I'm going to focus all of my efforts on the Book of Mormon. Mostly because of the state of the world. I think, for me personally, it's good. There's a lot of inspired guidance for us in this day and age contained in the Book of Mormon. So I think I'm going to focus my attention on that. But today I just had some stuff on my mind that I wanted to get off my chest. I think these video journals that I started well over a year ago, this is a good way for me to do that. So, here we go. Lately what's been on my mind is the shame that is associated with sin. And my ramblings may be a little scattered, but bear with me. There is a shame associated with sinful acts, especially addictions, known addictions. And I say that because there's the person committing it, they can feel shame for themselves. They can perceive themselves being shamed by other people, and other people do shame people for committing sins, and it's a very conflicting thing. And okay, so there shouldn't be shame associated with sin. Sorrow is one thing. Shame is completely different. Shame is an act of pride, in my opinion. When someone feels ashamed of the acts that they've committed, that's not godly sorrow. They are afraid that other people are going to look at them differently and look down on them for it. And it happens. That feeling is not part of godly sorrow for disobedience to God's commandments. Now, the shame so that's perceived shame. So, me as a sinner, I can see myself, I can get the feeling that other people are comparing my actions to them. And that's not just sin, that's any action. Like, we see it in the world, we compare ourselves to other people all the time. And there are sometimes when we feel ashamed of maybe not doing so well in our life. And that same feeling, that's the same feeling that you feel when you sin. Now, the shame that comes from other people, it's the same pride. Like, you hold yourself above someone else because they've committed a sinful act, so that makes them less than you, right? Wrong. That's not the case. Because we're all sinners. None of us are perfect. And shaming someone or looking down on them, even if it's not... What am I trying to say? Looking down on someone, even though it's not explicit, or you don't say anything, or you try not to look at them differently, if you're thinking something differently about someone because of the way they've acted, or if you have less love for someone because of the way they've acted, that's shaming them. So there's this shame associated with sin. There is. And there shouldn't be. Let me clarify. There should be sorrow. We should feel bad and distanced from our Father in heaven when we commit sinful act when we disobey His commandments. Think of it this way, like, if you love your parent and you disobey them, and they still express the same love, they still show you the same love they've always shown, if you disobey them, does that distances the child from the parent? It doesn't distance the parent from the child. In fact, it probably makes the parent feel concern for their child, and it intensifies their love for that child. Every time we do something that is against what our parents have taught us, they feel sad. They don't. Truly loving parent isn't going to be angry. And that's the same with God, our Heavenly Father. He doesn't feel anger toward our individual disobedience. He feels sorrow for us. He feels saddened. And so, I'm not saying that when we commit sin that we should be proud of it, because we shouldn't. We absolutely shouldn't. But we shouldn't be ashamed to admit that we're not perfect. We should accept that we're not perfect, accept our mistakes, be able to talk about them with those that care about us, and learn from it. So, anything in life, try not to shame people for their actions. And I'm not going to say that it's not going to make any one individual person better than another individual person. But if we can learn to love one another, it's going to make all of us better as a human race. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be a long process. And it might not happen. Let's be honest. We're all faulty. We all have our pride that we, for whatever reason, have a really hard time letting go. And we all want to have what we want to have because we feel entitled to it. It's a human flaw, entitlement. So, those are my thoughts about shame associated with sin, or shame associated with disobedience to God's